Everyone understands the practical importance of preparation. Before taking a long vacation, we first take time to schedule our lodging. We map the route that we're going to take. We pack every item necessary for this trip. We prepare for other major decisions like marriage and childbirth. We prepare for major expenditures and investments like houses and retirement funds. Benjamin Franklin once said, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." Well, by and large, everyone understands the truth of that statement as it pertains to major life events and decisions. But we must also realize the truth of the principle as it pertains to our eternal destiny. Heaven is the Christian's hope, but that hope should not be taken lightly. We will not enter into the dwelling place of our God by accident. It can only be a reality if we prepare properly right now. Peter describes our hope of heaven and the need to prepare for its realization in 1 Peter 1, verses 3 through 21. First, Peter identifies the reality of our hope. For faithful Christians, heaven is not a wish or a possibility, but it is a certainty. It is an inheritance that is incorruptible and undefiled and that does not fade away, 1 Peter 1 and verse 4. It is a realistic hope because it is alive and because it is based upon the fact of the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, 1 Peter 1 and verse 3. Second, Peter explains the need to rejoice in our hope in spite of suffering, 1 Peter 1 verses 6 through 9. Trial is not something that is enjoyable, but it is inescapable, and it is also beneficial. Third, Peter describes the production of our hope, 1 Peter 1 verses 10 through 12. Faithful men and women throughout history played a role in the achievement of God's scheme of redemption. And we should rejoice because we are the current beneficiaries of the blessings that prophets have inquired and searched carefully for and that angels desire to look into. And finally, Peter discusses the need to prepare for the realization of our hope, 1 Peter 1 verses 13 through 21. Friends, heaven is a prepared place for a prepared people. When the Lord returns, those who hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant, enter into the joy of your Lord," will not do so by accident, rather because they lived faithful lives of service to their God. Three imperatives make up the preparation section, though, and it defines for us how God expects us to live in light of our hope of heaven. First, we're told to rest your hope. Second, to be holy. And third, to conduct yourselves in fear. To rest your hope on heaven is to firmly cement our attention, desire, and expectation there and nowhere else. Jesus said, "Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven," Matthew 6 and verse 19. This means that we are to direct our attention to things above and not things of this earth, Colossians 3 and verse 1. But putting stock in the possessions, pursuits, and even the people of this world is something that is futile. Heaven is the only sure investment that we have in this life. In conjunction with placing our hope correctly in living correctly. Peter quotes Leviticus 11 verses 44 through 45 to emphasize the need for Christians to live holy lives. And holiness is sanctification and being set apart. John said, "Everyone who has this hope in him purifies himself just as he is pure," 1 John 3 and verse 3. If we are unwilling to reject sin, to live for and like the Lord now, then we cannot expect to live with him for eternity. Godly fear is the final item that we see in this list, 1 John 1 and verse 17. We serve a God who without partiality judges according to each one's work. Therefore, we must be ever mindful of the fact that we will stand before him in judgment and fear him. That is, a healthy respect for his authority and fear of his discipline. But according to 1 Peter 1, verses 13 through 21, preparing for heaven means resting our hope there, living holy lives, and fearing God. Practically speaking, how are these things manifested in life? We'll consider just a few things in closing. Do you pray? If so, how often do you pray? Do you spend time in God's Word every day? Are you focusing upon spiritual growth? Are you looking for more ways to serve? Are you growing in your love for God? And do you reflect on the blessings that the Lord has provided? Friends, these are just a few questions that we should ask ourselves regularly, because the answers can help us gauge our efforts to prepare for eternity with God. Friends, we thank you for joining us for our program today, and have a blessed day.